So I have some interesting statistics here. In the National Football League, every NFL team, only one team with 10 or more wins has not made the playoffs since expansion to 7 teams per conference in 2020. How about that? And there has been a wild card team with 9 or fewer wins in 6 of the 8 playoff pools between the 2 conferences since expansion in 2020. There's that information for you. And the reason why I'm setting all this up for you right now is if since the playoffs expanded to 7 teams in each conference this decade, 76.8% of teams that were in playoff positions entering Thanksgiving made the playoffs. I'll repeat that. Since we expanded to 7 playoff teams per conference at the start of this decade, 76.8% of teams that were in a playoff position entering Thanksgiving made it.
Ooh.
So one quarter of the teams currently in their position don't or will not.
Wow.
Which leads us to ask the question, in the National Football Conference, we talking playoffs or what?
Oh, yeah.
For certain teams. Mike Del Tufo, do you have it?
No, we got it.
Playoffs?
We talking playoffs or what?
We'll talk about playoffs.
Talking playoffs or what?
You kidding me? Playoffs?
Wow, what a drop. What everything. That's well done.
By the way, that guy was one and done. He never called back.
Yeah, some dude from Long Island, right? Who called about the Giants one year when the Giants, no one was talking about playoffs, and we're saying, or what?
Never called back.
So you're going to give me 7 NFC teams?
Yes. We're going to run down the NFC, Rich, and we're going to do playoffs or what. Are you ready?
I am.
Where do you want to start, Mike Hoskins? You want to go at the top or you want to do at the bottom? What do you think? Let's go at the top. Let's go with your current 3 seed.
Yes.
Seattle Seahawks.
Okay. And again, we believe the Eagles and the Lions are making it.
Yes.
And we believe the Vikings at 9 wins and the Packers at 8 wins are making it.
Yes.
So it's whoever makes it out of the West and the South, and then that's that 7th current seeded playoff spot held by the Commanders.
Correct. So we're looking at 7 teams we're going to talk about for 3 spots.
All right. So you're starting with the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
I think I looked, and again, I knew all these 7 teams in advance. I think the Seahawks go 3-3 to finish, and finish up 9-8, and that will not be good enough to make the playoffs. So in terms of the Seattle Seahawks, I say or what? They've been a little too inconsistent for my liking, and I know they just came up with 2 big-time W's in division, one in San Francisco, one at home against Arizona, which came in as the division leader, and they are no longer. They're just too damn inconsistent. So I'm going to go
Seahawks
or what?
Out. Okay.
I'm going or what? I think they finished 3-3 the rest of the way.
All right, let's go to the other division leader here we're talking about, your current 4 seed, Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons, I believe, will lose their next 2 games. I believe they will lose at home to the Los Angeles Chargers, and I think Kirk Cousins is going to lose his homecoming in Minnesota. And that's when they're going to start winning in a row. I say they win at Vegas. I say they beat the Giants at home. I think Kirk Cousins wins his reunion game in Washington. He's going to be the you like that guy, and I think he finishes with a win at home against Carolina. I think they're 10-7, and I think they win their division, and I think they make the playoffs. The Falcons are a playoffs, not an or what.
So a 4-game losing streak and then a 4-game winning streak.
I do believe that's what's going to happen.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's my prediction for the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. Your current 7 seed, runners up currently in the NFC East, your Washington Commanders.
Okay. The Washington Commanders, I do believe, bounce back with a win against Tennessee, and then off their bye week, I think Jaden Daniels goes back into Louisiana and beats New Orleans, but then I think they lose 2 in a row against Philadelphia and Atlanta, and then even a win against Dallas that they need. They will be 10-7, and I will hold in abeyance whether they are in or out, and I will leave that up to when you finish a couple of other matters.
Oh, what?
I will leave you dangling right here on the Washington Commanders about whether they make the playoffs or what. Chris Brockman.
All right, first team on the outside looking in.
But I say they finished 10-7. They're currently 7-5.
10-7.
I think they finish 4-1. They finish the Washington Commanders finish 3-2.
Yeah, they have a Week 14 bye,
and they finish 10-7.
Okay, let's go next. The Arizona Cardinals.
I think the Cardinals have a very tough game at Minnesota this week, and then they win their next 3. I think they beat Seattle at home. I think they beat New England at home. And I think they do, in fact, go on the road and beat Carolina. And I think, though, they will lose their final 2, if I had to guess. I might be wrong on the way that it goes, but I think they finished 3-3 to go 9-8, and they are, or what? Chris.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Again,
So
this
right
is not.
now
I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm just right now.
All right. So we've done 4 so far. You have 1 in, and 1 we're waiting on. Like a TBD.
Yes.
Washington. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go right now. Winners from last week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Aha! The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're currently, what's their record right now?
5-6.
They're 5-6. Okay. I think they go 5-1 down the stretch with their only loss.
5-1.
Yes, their only loss coming out here against the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they beat Carolina and Carolina, Vegas at home. I think they come out here and lose a tough one and then finish out the rest with W's. I think they're 10-7, and they take their Week 1 win over the Washington Commanders out of their back pocket, throw it on the table. They are playoffs, and the Commanders are, or what?
Oh, wow.
And 2 make it out of the South, meaning only 1 makes it out of the West. Chris Brockman.
Wow. All right, we have 2 West teams.
Go San Francisco
remaining.
next, please.
Oh, I will go San Francisco next because you ask.
Yes, sir.
Your current 11 seed in the NFC, the 5-6
the
49ers.
San Francisco 49ers. You know how I feel about their coach and their general manager and their quarterback and their tight end. I think the San Francisco 49ers go 3-3 down the stretch, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to be able to be healthy enough to make a run. I think they wind up losing against Detroit at home. I think they lose at Buffalo this week. And I think they wind up losing to the Rams on a Thursday night. And I think they go 3-3. They're 8-9, and they are one of only 4 teams in the last 11 years to not make the playoffs after losing the Super Bowl the year before. They are, or what? Wow. Meaning the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to do it. I think the Rams win this week. I think the Rams win this week at New Orleans. I think they lose at home against Buffalo, and I think they win out.
Win out.
I think they win out. I think they win out. Starting with a big win in San Francisco. They take care of the Jets in New York, and they win both games against divisional rivals at home. They are 10-7. They win the West, and they're the team that you don't want to face in the playoffs.
Woo.
They make the playoffs. I think they win the West. And I can't believe I'm saying that coming off of what I just saw against the Eagles. But you know how I feel. I'm concerned about their O-line.
Yep.
They could put pressure on the quarterback, and if they do that, the back end can survive. So the Rams win the West, and 2 teams make it out of the South. Those are the playoffs, and the rest are, or what?
So the Bucs are your 7 seed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the Falcons winning the division and the Rams winning the West.
Baker visiting the Eagles to start the playoffs. You want to sign for it or what? Because, Baker eliminated the Eagles last year.
Or what if it flips and we get Baker in Detroit? Remember last year they almost beat them.
That's correct.
And did beat them this year.
I think Baker and the Bucs are going to make it.
You can go home now.
We'll see if I'm right or wrong. I'm leaving my finger on the chess piece on every last damn thing I just called.
Right.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.